the countdown is on. 2 hours left until the polls close across the state. You are watching 10 Tampa Bay News at 5. I'm Frank Wiley.
It's good to have you with us. I'm Courtney Robinson. Yeah, we are watching the clock, and we are also watching the polls today. Florida's primary election day is here, and there are many races, if you are a registered Democrat, registered Republican, that you will see on your ballot, including nonpartisan races. We are breaking it all down for you.
Yes, we start tonight with that right there. The race for governor. While Democrats can expect to see David Jolly become their nominee, once polls close, the race is much more crowded, you see right there, for Republicans.
We do have team coverage tracking that packed primary. We start with our Sydney Deshawn in Orlando this evening. She's keeping an eye on Congressman Byron Donalds, who has President Donald Trump's endorsement and has been dominating in the polls as the Republican frontrunner.
We're here in Orlando at a watch party for Congressman Byron Donalds, where supporters have already started to gather at this hour. You can see a sign here right behind me. Donalds is the Southwest Florida representative who entered this race with the backing of President Donald Trump. We also know his campaign has been well funded, raising about $90 million so far. But tonight, it all comes down to the votes. If Donalds wins, he'll move on to the general election in November as the Republican nominee for governor. Make sure to stay with us. We'll be here bringing you reaction from Donalds and his supporters. Reporting in Orlando, Sydney Deshawn, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Still time to head to the polls, and as Election Day does wind down, another Republican gubernatorial candidate, Jay Collins, is spending his final hours with one last push for voters.
10 Tampa Bay News reporter Eric Glasser live for us at American Social. That's on Harbor Island, where the Hillsborough County Republican Party will be watching returns tonight. Eric.
They will indeed, Frank and Courtney. You know, he may be lieutenant governor, but Jay Collins has spent this campaign portraying himself as somewhat of an outsider, a regular guy running to become the governor of the state of Florida. And he kept that really going today throughout the course of the last day of this election campaign, sticking with that image right through tonight. In the final hours of his campaign, Collins calls himself a person who is just a regular guy, voted around 9 o'clock this morning at Keystone Korean Baptist Church in Odessa, spent the afternoon in Tampa, then working the phones, urging supporters to get the vote out. Yesterday, in what appeared to be a last-minute effort to boost his appeal with voters, Collins named Kevin Guthrie as his running mate. Guthrie, a very popular, well-liked figure familiar to Floridians following hurricanes. He is the head of Florida's Office of Emergency Management. Despite trailing Byron Donalds by double digits in the polls, Collins says he believes that this race will be much closer.
The people have come out from all 67 counties everywhere. It's encouraging, it's exciting, and I think this is going to be a lot tighter than people are anticipating. We'll see how the polls turn out, but we have a great feeling right now.
Collins says his election day routine reflected the kind of candidate that he has tried to be, including walking his kids to school this morning. And by the way, don't expect Collins to be surrounded by a huge election night viewing party. He says he's going to watch the returns at home with his wife, his kids, his neighbors, friends, and some of his closest political allies. And because he's keeping that plan to basically stay close to home tonight, that's why we're here tonight at American Social, located on Harbor Island. This is where Hillsborough's GOP will be gathering, and so we'll be gauging their opinions about how it is that the governor's race is turning out, and of course some of the other races as well that are very near and dear to the Hillsborough County voters. Reporting live tonight on Harbor Island, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Eric, thank you. And as Republican voters pick which candidate they want on the ballot in November, Democrats are doing the same. And we are taking a closer look at how voters in our area are feeling about this race.
10 Tampa Bay News reporter Andy Payton joining us in studio this evening to break it all down. And Andy, this presentation, color-coded, touch-sensitive.
Yeah, Frank and Courtney, so we just heard there, right, from campaign headquarters for both of those candidates there. Those are really the two that we're going to be focusing on. On the Republican side, it's Byron Donalds. On the Democrat side, it's David Jolly. Listen, it's going to take a lot for us to see anything else happen here tonight. I want to start breaking this down, though, for Byron Donalds on this side. And let's start in our backyard here, right in Hillsborough County. Particularly, I want to focus on this one because this is actually an area where Governor Ron DeSantis lost back in 2018, but also because his closest competitor in this race is Jay Collins. He's from Tampa, right? He was a representative of Tampa in this area. And so the Donalds campaign is going to be focusing a lot on this area to see how they do. Are folks maybe going with Collins tonight because he's from that area, right? He's the hometown kid. Or are they saying, you know, we want to go with Donalds and that'd be great for him and it would show a lot of promise in November and show that he really doesn't need to focus here come November. Another area we're going to be watching pretty closely is going to be Orlando area over here, just because it has been so blue in the past. What's going to be interesting for Donalds is he able to inspire Republicans to come out in this primary and actually vote for him? It'll be interesting to see. Again, we're going to be getting these results in all throughout the night tonight. We're going to have updates for you right here in the Results Center. Frank and Courtney.
All right, looking forward. Thank you, Andy. And on the Democratic side, David Jolly expected to go head-to-head with the Republican who secures the nomination tonight.
Yeah, Jolly is hoping to become the first Democratic governor of Florida this century. Our Billiana Garland is in Miami Lakes with the case that he is making to voters.
David Jolly's supporters are gathering here tonight to watch those election results come in. And behind me, that's the stage that Jolly will be speaking at. Now, about his background, David Jolly used to be a Republican. He represented the 13th district here in Florida. Then during the Trump era, he left the Republican Party, became an independent, and now he is a Democrat. And his goal is to rally Republicans, Democrats, and independents around issues of housing, affordability, and education. And tonight, we're going to continue to update you on those election results. In Miami Lakes, I'm Billiana Garland, Tampa Bay News.
All right, thank you. And closer to home, you can also weigh in on county commission votes. Also, school board and judicial races across Tampa Bay. Polls still open at this hour right now, but they close in less than 2 hours, 7 p.m. So you still have time to vote. We have complete coverage for you in the next hour and a full election guide, by the way, on our website, 10tampabaynews.com.